the center of unity. Kelly, let's get started. I see that some of you are still standing up. Why don't we just go ahead and stand up on your feet this morning? This is going to be like the old gospel hour that you used to see on, I don't know, Channel 13 or something like that. So we're going to get started here. Here we go. I saw the light. I saw the light. And no more darkness, no more night. Now I'm so happy, no sorrow inside. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. I wondered the aimless, empty within. I wouldn't let my dear Savior in. Then Jesus came like a stranger in the night. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. And no more darkness, no more night. Now I'm happy, I know it's right. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. Hey, just like a blind man, I wandered alone. Worries and fears I claimed for my own. Then like a blind man, then God came back to sight. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more night. Now I am happy, sorrow inside. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. So tell it. Here we go, third verse. I was a fool to wander and stray. They say there's a gate and never the way. Now I have traded on for the light. And praise the Lord, I saw the light. I saw the light, I saw the light. No more darkness, no more light. Now I am happy, sorrow is night. Praise the Lord, I saw the light. Praise the Lord, I saw the light.
Whew. Well, that should get the energy flowing in here. Good morning, everyone. So glad you are here with us. So grateful for all of you who are able to join us online on our Facebook and YouTube live stream, and grateful for the awareness today that we live in the light. We are called to the light. We can walk with our paths guided by the light. Today we are celebrating, as we have been doing all month, the volunteers who serve this community, and we could not do this without them. So I'm glad that some of you got to come and get a little breakfast. I think we got a little bit left over, so if you didn't get a chance to get here before, there's a few breakfast tacos back there and some other goodies, so please feel free. And we've got one more week where we are inviting those who may be feeling that call to serve. There's a myriad of areas to tap into your particular talents and gifts, and so we just encourage you to check out all of the different opportunities at the back table. And we live in that space of gratitude for all the good that is here in this moment and for all the good that is unfolding. And it's going to continue to unfold. And I know, we got the air conditioner. It's just hot, Barbara. That's all there is to it. It's just the way it is right now. But we're going to heat it up just a little bit more. And we're going to bring it down. Okay, we're going to bring it down a little bit.
We keep going like that, I'm going to have to get like a James Brown towel that I can do my head like that. Okay. All right, lead us off, Lori. Open the eyes of my heart. We come this morning, we're excited about seeing God. And it's not going to come, I'm going to see God here, I'm going to see God there. I'm going to look at Gigi and I'm going to see God. I'm going to look at PJ, I'm going to see God. When you look around, that is how we see God this morning. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Get it again. Open the eyes of my heart. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Open the eyes. Let that be your prayer. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up. To see you high and lifted up. Shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Open the eyes. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. Look around. That's where you'll see. Look around. Open the eyes of my heart, Lord. Open the eyes of my heart. I want to see you. I want to see you. To see you high and lifted up. And shining in the light of your glory. Pour out your power and love as we sing, holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see. Sing that again. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. Holy, holy, holy. I want to see you.
Good morning. I'm Phyllis. This is Barbara. We'll be here after service in the prayer room if you'd like to speak with us, share a joy or a concern. Today's daily word is world peace. I join with others to build a peaceful world.
The world's problems can feel so overwhelming and its needs so great that I may wonder how my individual efforts can make much of a difference. But every action I take can contribute to world peace. I remember there are people throughout the world who feel the way I do. So many are doing what they can to bring light and love to their neighborhoods and communities. I feel comforted realizing I am not alone in my efforts. Peace begins with each person and inspires others as it spreads, uniting all the world's people to live and thrive in harmony and cooperation. We are meant to live in peace. I hold that vision and offer compassionate service as a way to make my dream for world peace a reality for all of us.
From Romans 14:19, let us then pursue what makes for peace and for mutual upbuilding.
And as we have our healing prayer today, as we do each Sunday, we just, in that energy of our own inner peace and our own divine love and strength and power, surround and enfold all of these prayer requests that we hold in our ministry, those who have been submitted into these sacred boxes, those that we receive online, and those that we just carry in our own hearts and mind. And as we see each of these people lifted up into a new way of being, of shining their light as God's divine demonstrations, we send that light, that peace, that love out into our world, into all areas challenged right now in our country, and into all of humanity that walk this journey with us around the globe. We surrender into the knowingness that you are right in the midst and allow it to be. And so it is. And so we stand in that truth. Amen.
It always seems there's too much space between where I am, where I'd like to be. And yet when I stop and look around, all the good that I have found, I can't help but see. Here and now, I have all that I need. Here and now, this is where I'm meant to be. And somehow, tomorrow, come what may, I will be okay as I learn to love here and now. I'm always running half a step behind the image of my life that's in my mind. And yet, when I let myself slow down, I see beauty all around, and I'm reminded once again, here and now, I have all that I need. Here and now, this is where I'm meant to be. And somehow, tomorrow, come what may, I will be okay as I learn to love. Here and now, I have all that I need. Here and now, this is where I'm meant to be. And somehow, tomorrow, come what may, I will be okay as I learn to love here and now. Here and now. Here and now. Here and now.
You bet. So all of the month of August, we have been looking at different phrases that are often spoken with scriptural authority, and yet when we look, they're really not found anywhere in the Bible. Last week, we talked about what is often said to people when they're struggling: God doesn't give you any more than you can handle. And I suggested that a more truthful statement might be, pain and suffering happen, not necessarily at the hands of God, but they happen in our lives. And our way through it, our way to overcome it, is when we can stay humble and rely on God, just as Job did. And the more that we awaken to that wholeness of God within us, we can tap into greater insight. We can expand our perspective. We can use that inner light to guide us to how we get through this, how we overcome it, and restore wholeness to the situation. And we're told that in order to be able to do that, we have to believe it. We have to trust it, which is not always easy. That in that light, it is true that there's nothing that we can't handle. Another phrase that often accompanies this, everything happens for a reason, is God doesn't give us anything more we can handle, is because everything happens for a reason. You might have said that to people at different times. Well, everything happens for a reason. It kind of implies that God is causing all of these things to happen. And it's there offered usually with a heart that wants to try and help and make sense of this, but it doesn't often bring that same kind of comfort as the intention in which it was extended. It seems more upsetting and pain-causing to someone who is in the middle of experiencing a very significant loss than it does help them feel better. I know that is true for a friend of mine whose 20-year-old daughter was abducted and murdered. To tell her in that moment, well, everything happens for a reason, did not make her feel better. Or the parents of a child that's diagnosed with cancer, or a tornado that takes out a swath of houses but leaves another swath there. Well, what was the reason why my house got taken out and yet all of these other houses seemed untouched? In the material world, this idea that everything happens for a reason at times makes sense to us because we live in this physical world governed by cause and effect. We know this, if for every action there is an equal reaction. It is the way nature, and we as a part of that, experience life. As human beings, while we may see it, it doesn't make any sense to us much of the time as to why. Why those causes? Why is this happening the way it is? The scripture that is most attributed to this idea that everything happens for a reason comes out of Romans 8, where Paul says, "And we know that God causes all things to work together for good." What people surmise from that is that God is in control. And while I don't believe that there is some being up there orchestrating and guiding in some judgmental way what should happen where, I do believe that that creative force does cause all things to work together for good. That is that force that is a part of this physical as well as spiritual experience. It causes everything for good when we, as God within us, become that force, are able to express that eternal nature. So here's how I understood a more accurate, truthful statement. God within us causes all things to work together for good. God within us is the force, the energy, the guidance, the will to cause all things together, to work together for good. I witnessed this firsthand with my friend Jill as she navigated the unthinkable, the most horrific thing that any of us could ever imagine in our own lives or fear the most, when her daughter, who went to a concert, never came home. She drew upon her divine strength and wisdom. She'd been on this spiritual journey and understanding. She'd been a truth student. She'd been in unity for many years to work tirelessly to identify and stop this predator. And it took 5 years, and she never wavered. It was a determination that no one else should have to experience this. She started something called Save the Next Girl, which was all about bringing awareness and bringing systems into place with high school and college girls that they would keep themselves more aware and more safe. They would have a buddy system if they were going out. And there's hundreds of chapters now across the United States. There were scholarships created in her name. There were legislation passed on behalf of this experience to put greater safety measures into place. It's a long, complicated story. I'm not going to go into it, but she worked tirelessly however she could to bring good from this horrific situation. And so much, it went all the way to Africa. There's now things that are serving people there, far away from this country. And while we're all bound by the physical laws of cause and effect in this human journey, as spiritual conscious beings, we're also co-participants. We have an understanding, a principle in unity. It's our fourth principle that we call the law of mind action. Some call the law of attraction. There's different names for it out there, but it says that what we resonate with is what we create as an experience in our lives, that our thoughts, our feelings, our beliefs, that then shape our actions, all start and have a causal effect. This universal law works the same for every person. It doesn't matter whether you have a faith practice or not. Where we focus our attention, our energy, our beliefs, our faith is what we will receive as our experience, and it reflects back to us. We don't have control over the actions of other people, though. So this is what I want you to hear. We don't have the causal effect that we can control what's happening out there. We can only control what's happening here. So as we bump into this, used to call it the interweb, well, we are in an interweb of life, and we bump up against everyone else's choices and causes and beliefs and thoughts. But we have complete control over how we respond to it, over what we make it to mean, and how we move as a result of it. What the mystics have intuited for eons, and we are now discovering scientifically, that all thoughts, all words, all of the belief energy that we have within us has a vibrational measurement to it. We know it intuitively. Have you ever walked into a room where everyone was deeply depressed or really, really upset and angry? Have you ever and you're just walking in, not already invested in what's happening? You can feel it. It has an energetic feel to it. The same when you walk into a space where everyone is loving and supportive of one another. You can feel the difference in that vibration. Science is also proving that a strong, positive vibrational energy has a positive causal effect. For those of you who have been around in this ministry for a long time, years ago, we had a man named Garland Landreth here. Might ring a bell. But he's done many studies about this, and one in particular that I remember him talking about was one they did in D.C., and he got a group of 200 meditators together in a room, and for 48 hours, they weren't all going at the same time. But in that room for 48 hours, he had people focused on creating a vibrational space of inner peace. That was their focus, just inner peace, the whole room. And when they looked at the crime rates that weekend in D.C., you know, it's hard to measure sometimes, but the crime rate had gone down 40% over that weekend compared both to weekends before and after and to that same weekend in previous years. They looked at it from a number of different slices. As conscious beings, here's what I want you to hear. We have the power to be causal. We're not just living in a world of cause and effect. We have the power to be the cause in a positive way. It's interesting how Spirit brings up certain topics for me to explore during the week, because I got reminded this week about the power of our collective focus, our collective vibrational energy to bring change about. And I want all of us to participate in this morning. Because last week I asked you to pray for the air conditioner that cools my room and a couple of the other rooms and the bathroom. So if you go in the bathroom and it's really hot today, I apologize. But the air conditioner, and it's beyond repair. We were hoping for repair, but unfortunately, after 17 years of service, it's one of the old ones. This is what we're running into with our units. If they're still running the R22 Freon, they don't let you replace parts anymore because they want those to go to their final destination. And so we got offered the opportunity of financially how we were going to pay for this. In addition, as many of you know, we've had 2 other units go out in the last couple of months, and more than $20,000 in excess insurance costs because of the claim that we had. So yeah, we're right at $50,000 of unexpected expenses. I love it when it's unexpected income, but in this case, it's on the other side. And my first thought was, thank God we haven't exceeded our line of credit. And then Mary, bless her heart, she's on vacation, but even in the midst of this, she said, well, let's look at what we can scrape together. Before we go there, let's see. So after some emails and discussion with the board, we have decided to take $4,000 from our building fund, which leaves a little less than $1,000 there, so we're kind of on an edge with that one. And then I talked with the company who services us and said, would you be willing to let us pay it out over several months? And they're like, well, we don't normally do that, but because we're such a good customer, it's like, we're paying for your salaries, people, come on. We've given you a lot of money. They were willing to do that, and that we would collectively work on our vibration of abundance, our openness to many different channels for good, to trust and have faith that we're going to meet the demand of this additional around $1,500 to get this paid off. We know we've got the line of credit there, but we want to make a demonstration. We want to, and I'm not saying it has to come from the people sitting in this room. There are unlimited channels. That's what I want you to hear. There are many different ways. I was reminded that Jesus told us very specifically that we live in an abundant universe, that abundance is the natural state of life. All we need to do is believe that beyond the appearances that show up otherwise. And abundance is not just about money, although that's what our focus is right now in our day-to-day operations here, but in our lives, it's about health, it's about having loving relationships, it's about passion and purpose, it's about spiritual connection and inner peace. Abundance covers every aspect of life. And there are unlimited channels, there are unlimited ideas, there are unlimited resources that we can tap into when we are open and when we are a vibrational match to them. I have to remind myself this. If we think, oh, there's no hope, well, guess what? We're vibrating, no hope, and even if there's something right there, we've said, no, thank you. Sorry, we don't believe that that can happen. I remember when I was in ministerial school hearing a story about Charles Fillmore. You might have heard this one too. I don't know how true it is, but this is, one of those stories that go around, our co-founder. And this was, back close to the end of the Depression days. And they had some printing presses. They used to do a lot of printed material, and they had them leased, and they were way behind on their payments, and the people showed up one day to repossess the printing press. And these are big machines to repossess, but they had finally said, if you're not going to pay, we're going to take the machines away. And Charles Fillmore heard about it, and he went running down there to that section of the campus, and he says, wait. He said, my father is a very rich man, and he's going to take care of this right away. Now, the people didn't understand that the father he was talking about was God. He didn't really have a rich human father. But then he gathered all of the employees working there, and they did a huge abundance prayer, sat in that, raised their energy, called it forth. And we're told that the next day they had received a large check in the mail that was able to help at least let them keep going for a while. Charles Fillmore, he writes this. He says, the spiritual substance from which all visible wealth from which comes all visible wealth is never depleted. It is right with you all the time, and it responds to your faith in it and your demands on it. Thank you, Norma, for that quote. We as a board have to, it's hard. It's a little overwhelming at times. We got to keep ourselves getting in that vibrational state. The spiritual substance from which comes all visible wealth is never depleted. It is right with you all the time and responds to your faith in it and your demands on it. The key is not to limit that abundant flow in all of its forms by saying it can only come through known channels. The minute we shut that down, we are narrowing the space that we can receive our abundance from. Another good example, I kept having to remind myself of these examples because, I got to work at keeping my vibration up there too. This is more recent. This has happened in the last 15 years that Unity Headquarters received, I think it was $8 million. Don't quote me on it, but I think it was $8 million from a stranger as a bequest. They had they didn't know who this person was. They didn't attend a Unity church, but they had read the Daily Word all of their lives. They had occasionally called Silent Unity for prayer. And this woman, who nobody even knew she had that kind of wealth as part of her portfolio, gave it all to Unity Headquarters in thanks. So you never know, just out of the blue. So today, for our meditation time, I want us to collectively focus on raising the abundant vibration in COU. And I also want you to focus on whatever greater abundance you might want to bring into your own life. So we're going to do both. And we're going to start with first calling it in for our own lives, whatever that might be. It might be something to do with relationships. It might be healing. It might be greater financial flow. It could be really getting clear about purpose and passion. It could be a deeper spiritual connection and awareness with God. Whatever it is that's most on your heart today, we'll start there. So let's just begin by taking a few deep cleansing breaths. And as we breathe and are aware of that breath going in and out of our body, allow that breath to bring all of us, mind, heart, spirit, body, present into this moment. And as you breathe, just take a moment to focus in your heart space. And into that heart space to begin to feel a sense of gratitude for all the good that is present in your life right now, the people and the circumstances. Gratitude is a close vibrational match to abundance, to prosperity. So whenever we're wanting to raise our abundant prosperity energy, we start with being in that state of appreciation for what is already here. For appreciating each person and the light that they bring into our community. For appreciating the struggles so that we can be that channel of love and support for others. So that we can grow through and overcome what shows up in our own lives. Grateful for a safe place to live that's cool. Feel that. Don't just think gratitude. See if you can feel it. Feel it moving in your body. Gratitude, love, abundance, they're all high vibrational energies that when we are fully immersed in them, we get lighter from the physical sense. We almost feel lighter. And now I want to invite you, if you're able, to raise your hands up to imagine yourself that you are a funnel. Open to receive that same vibrational energy. Pay attention to your funnel. Is it narrow? Is it wide? And call whatever it is in abundance that you're seeking to experience in a greater and greater way. Call that into your life. Call it into your being. Whether they show up as divine ideas or connections, or just being open to the unlimited possibilities out there. And then if you can, continue to keep your arms raised. If not, just imagine that they are raised. Imagine yourself. And now imagine this community as a large funnel ready and open to receive. Feel that energy vibrate as we join together. Gratitude, abundance, love, plenty, peace. We call it in. We place our demand upon it and have faith that it is part of our experiential journey. And then just gently let your arms come to rest again. Taking another deep breath or two and just feeling that energy, that vibration of good. And we give thanks once again. We give thanks in advance for all that is to be. And then whenever you're ready, come back to this space, aware of your body, and open your eyes. And we could do that anytime. You know, sometimes it does seem like things happen for a reason. You can point and you can say, well, they did that, and the result was that. And other times, It's much more complex than that. I don't even know. I don't claim to have the answers. What I do believe, what I do have faith in, that everything that happens is an opportunity to be a channel for good, for love, and for God. We do that by living at this highest vibrational state that we can maintain, that state of abundance. And so that is your invitation this week to every day welcome in abundance in all of its forms into your life. And then I would also ask you to hold that same state of abundance for this community and anticipate the good that will unfold. May we be blessed and be a blessing on this journey of discovery.
Everybody drove. Anybody take the Goober app this morning to get here? I'm just kidding. I'm not doing that song. We're doing a song this morning about having faith in prayer, believing this is going to work, knowing. Makes me nervous when Mr. Bell puts the words up there because, like Willie Nelson, I freelance a bit. So I'll just be nervous. We can be nervous together. Not long ago, I was thinking of home, wondering if Mama was there all alone. I thought I'd stop by as I had before. A sound from within made me stop at her door. She was praying, praying the world seldom hears. Praying, her words were pleading and clear. The sound of her voice as she spoke my name brought tears to my eyes, filled my heart with shame. She was praying, praying, praying for someone like me. The other night, I was walking alone. My heart was heavy with the trouble I own. I didn't know that a small church was there till the sound from within seemed to fill up the air. They were praying, a sound that the world seldom hears. Praying, the children that God loves so dear. Outside in the darkness, I couldn't see, but I could just see them down on their knees. They were praying, praying, praying for someone like me. Praying for someone like me. Thank you, neighbors. Thank you much.
I love the abundance of variety of music that we get to experience here, too. You know, if you don't like it one week, just come back next. It'll probably be quite different, you know. Well, there's another area of abundance that I'm inviting you to see if you might be a channel for. We are having our birthday banquet that we do every year in October. And I was inspired this year, and we talked about it as a team, to recreate Dancing with Our Stars. It was back in 2008. I don't know how many people remember that. Byron, he remembers because he got us all going. My husband and I did the tango. So we had couples, just like on Dancing with the Stars, who took a few dance lessons, and then we competed amongst each other. We were, none of us, very good. Well, a couple were pretty decent. The rest of us, you know, we were the comic relief. I made my husband wear this hat with white tassels. Remember, we did the tango. So he had on, I don't know what, yeah. So I've asked him, I said, well, so we're down to only 2 now. We've had one, we had another one dropped down, we've had a couple. So we're looking for some couples in order to make this happen. Caitlin, back there, Caitlin, raise your hand, owns a dance studio and has agreed to kind of help support couples, help them choreograph, select the music. There's 4 dates. I didn't bring them up with me. There's 2 in September, 2 in October. It's $100 a couple to go and take dance lessons at their studio. It'll be on a Sunday after, like 1 o'clock after church. And you don't have to be, in fact, you know, nobody is really going to be dancers. And there's a lot of flexibility in doing that. So I asked my husband the other day, I'm like, so, do you want to do Dancing with the Stars again? He's like, if you know, my husband is not a dancer, so this was a real stretch for him. But he finally said, if you really need me to, I will.
Well, that's
So,
because I blackmailed him the last
I know you did. I know you did. So, if you want to see Riley and I get up there and make fools of ourselves, we need at least 1 or 2 other couples to make that happen. So that is what we're looking for. And if not, if we don't get any volunteers here in the next couple of weeks, then we're going to pivot. Don't worry, we'll still have fun. We'll probably still, you know, have an opportunity for everyone to dance. Maybe Caitlin will teach us some group dances. I don't know. We will have a fun night regardless of what happens. But we have to finish putting some form on this if we're going to do Dancing with Our Stars, because we'll need judges. And I forget what Mary's name was. Mary Salerno was one of the judges. We had judges, and there will be a mirror ball. There will be some prizes. So just as a little incentive, if that feels like it's something that's doable for you, then please reach out to me and Mary, someone, and let us know, and we can talk more about what that entails. All right, and for all that we receive today and all the good that is flowing in and flows out through our tithes, everything we get in, 10% goes back out to serve not only the local community, but our Unity headquarters and many other places that we resonate with on a spiritual and supportive level. We just bless it all. And as the ushers invite you up in a few minutes, you can drop whatever gift you are offering today into the large basket, or there's little cards. If we have a lot of people that give electronically, which we love, and so you can just put those cards, or I just put my hand over it and just visualize that energy of what I give flowing in and through the basket, and then there's an affirmation to bless you this week. So let us take the gifts that we offer, or that energy of it, because electronically there's still that same energy. Let's just capture that and join it together and bless it. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, Father, Mother God.
I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and the green was easy in the river and clear. I dreamed of summer, and the winds changed, and peace spread over the land. And the flowers bloom in the desert, and the air is fresh and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and the way was easy, and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and the way was easy, and the path was clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. And the guardian stars are shining, and the night will be bright and clear. I dreamed of freedom, and the moon rose, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, soft and easy, sweet and clear. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came, and peace spread over the land. I dreamed of rain, and the rains came.
Beautiful. Thank you, thank you, thank you. A dream. If you are watching us for the first time, we're glad you've chosen to join us. And we invite you to visit our website and fill out the Connect card. And if you're watching locally, we want you to come and visit with us. If you're visiting us in person for the first time, please complete a visitor card found in the pew pocket in front of you and drop it in that box by the door on your way out. As we wrap up our volunteer month, we appreciate all who have volunteered for our remaining positions, and we'd like to recognize the building and grounds, office, special events, kitchen, bookstore. The volunteers have played a big hand in keeping us going by beautifying our space, helping in the office, planning for special events, cooking for First Sunday lunch, assisting you in the bookstore. Without these volunteers, we would not have nearly had the good times that we've had here in this special space that we call our spiritual home. And so, to those who have volunteered their time in these areas and those who will be doing so, we love you, we bless you, we truly appreciate you, and we behold the Christ in you. Namaste. And as we wrap up this month, we invite you to stop at the tables in the back of the sanctuary to discuss the positions with the volunteers who are there and see what is your perfect fit.
Here's what's coming up at Center of Unity. Our 41st annual birthday banquet is just around the corner, and we can't do this without you. We need volunteers, and we ask you to let us know how you can help make this a special event. Also, it's time to start gathering gifts for the auction, so please ask those who help you, such as hair and nail salons, destination venues, restaurants, etc., to contribute for our auctions, just as our neighbors at Chicken and Pickle did recently with 10 gift cards. This year, we'll feature a barbecue buffet with brisket, smoked sausage, and all the trimmings. So dust off your country attire for a boot scootin' good time, and visit the COU website or app to sign up. One of the highlights of the birthday banquet will be the Dancing with Our Stars. Caitlin Hickey will facilitate 4 dance lessons on Sunday afternoons for $100 per couple. There are only a few spots left, so sign up from the COU website or app, or let Mary Salerno know you want to participate. Our youth is growing, and we're looking for volunteers to teach one Sunday a month. Lessons are set up and ready to go when you arrive on Sunday. They're even emailed a few days in advance so you have time to review. Fill out the online form or speak with Debbie before or after church. Join us next Sunday for our first Sunday lunch, where Jessica and Eric Lantis and Kenny Green are cooking up some Mediterranean dishes, all for a love offering. So don't miss this special time to fellowship with all of your church buddies, and be sure to invite a friend. There are multiple ways you can make a donation to Center of Unity. You can drop your donation off at the church, mail it to our P.O. Box, visit our website, or use the COU or Venmo app. Your continued support is greatly appreciated.
So Amber asked me, she said, what do you think about doing this Dancing with the Star thing? And I said, I don't know. I don't really want to do that. She says, okay, we're doing it anyway. So I encourage you to also join me and Reverend Linda and all of us up there doing that. Thank you so much for joining us this week. We're looking forward to seeing each and every one of you back next week. I think our kids are back there. Let's sing them in, Byron. This little light of mine, let it shine. This little light of mine, what's happening? I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Do it again. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Woo! All right. A lot of energy today. Well, they're also very wet, and they want to share what they did today.
We made bubbles with paint. Today we learned how to take time to play. Today our fun and messy activity was to freeze tag, and we squirt water at each other, and if you got tagged by water, you froze.
Okay.
We learned that if we have time to play, we're connecting with God.
All right.
Okay, and if you want to have fun too, just see me in the back, and you can join up to help once a month with the kiddos.
All right, so why don't we all stand up together? We'll join hands and let's do our peace song. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with me. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With God as a father, family all are we. Let me walk with my family in perfect harmony. Let peace begin with me. Let this be the moment now. With every step I take, let this be my joyous vow. To take each moment and live each moment in eternity. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin
And as we go into this day with these arms wide open to receive our abundance, we go knowing our prayer for protection together. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. All right, you too.